back with another video, and today's video is going to be a birth delivery. It's not a vlog, but I'm going to be talking about my birth delivery and how did everything went and the process and how long did it take and all that. Since I had 2 C-sections, I'll be explaining most of it, well, all of it obviously, but if you guys are brand new, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Okay, I have 2 babies, so obviously I'm not gonna do both of them in the same video. I'm gonna be doing a part 2, so also if you guys want a part 2, just comment down, and also just give us a big thumbs up if you guys want a part 2 with my baby boy that I'm gonna be doing. Okay, so with my daughter, her name is Alicia. She's 2 years old. She was born January 21st, 2017, the day after my birthday. So with her, I'm going to be telling you guys how did everything went and the process and everything of how long it took for me to have her and everything. So it started on my birthday. On my birthday, I was going to the doctor checkup, because they do every 2 weeks. If you're towards your end, my due date was January 31st. So that's the estimate of it. They were not pretty sure because I was a little bit too big and the baby was a little bit big too. So they were just measuring the 31st. It was not my actual birth, but my due date, but it was actually around that. So when I went to the doctor and everything just to make sure because I was big and everything. So then when I went for a checkup, everything was good until I left. I left and I received a call. And my doctor, my midwife, was telling me that I need to go to the emergency room. I start freaking out, really bad. I was scared. I did not know what to do. So I was I finished preparing the rest of my stuff because I wasn't all the way packed. So I just finished the rest of it. And then once I finished packing, I ate because for some reason I felt like I was not going to eat or anything, which I was right. So on my birthday, I went to the hospital in the ER. Me and my mom. On our way there, I called my boyfriend / hubby, and I called him and told him, hey, they're telling me to go to the ER. And because he was gonna be in my birth and everything, which I planned for him, my mom, his mom to be in my birth, so them 3 to be in my birth. He told me, are you sure you're gonna go into labor? Are you positive? I don't think you're gonna go. He started saying all this stuff. So I was like, James, I need you to go. It was after school too, so he's like, okay, well, school's about to be done, and I'll be walking out, and I'll meet you in the gas station. We met him at the gas station. Once he got in the car, him and mom thinks I was going to give birth, and then he was like, no, they're going to send you back home, because I had made some hospital visits, and they will send me back home, so obviously he's going to think that way if I was gone. So then when we went in there and everything, checked in, and they gave me hospital bracelets, they gave my mom a pass, and they gave my boyfriend a pass too, just for them to be visitors and everything. And once they assigned me into a room, which was a stay room, not just to wait, a stay-in room, they told me to get dressed. So I asked and said, what was the reason for me to stay at the hospital? What's the reason, what made me come to the ER, to send me in the ER? And they were telling me I had protein in my urine. So then I started freaking out because I didn't know what that was, and they would give me answers and everything. So then later after that, when I found out that I was gonna stay, they told me to get dressed. They literally give me a big gallon of water, literally this big and this wide. It was this long. And they told me, just if you need to use the restroom, don't hold it. Try to pee it as much as you can. So that's when I was like, yeah, my pee is bad. It's not going good. Something is not going good. And I just start getting a little bit worried because, you know, I was pregnant. So then that's when like I started getting upset and everything. But yeah, I was staying and everything in there on my birthday. I was having contractions. They literally put me in a monitor where like they track your contractions of how far and how big they are and everything, how apart they are and everything. So when they did that, they said I was having contractions. I was literally not feeling them and everything. So I was not feeling them or nothing. So I was just like, is this really how contractions feel like? But I was wrong. So they told me that on my checkup I was 1/2 centimeter dilated. But when I was at the hospital, I was not dilated at all. I was like, y'all lied to me. But I did not say nothing to them or anything. I just let it go, and I was like, you know, I'll meet her sooner. Obviously, I will meet her sooner because obviously I'm here to stay. Obviously, I know I'm gonna have her. So they start dilating me. So when they start dilating me and everything, literally, I started feeling contractions. We had visitors. I was on like literally having bad contractions. I started feeling them so bad, like I was just feeling them. Like they were strong and everything. They were putting me such in a bad mood. Like I literally was just mad the whole time. Not like I was in pain and everything. So when that happened, literally I started having contractions. But this was the next day. On my birthday, the whole day of my birthday, I literally had nothing going on. They made me not eat or anything. They literally gave me ice and those honey crackers. That's all they gave me. And water, of course. I could not eat anything. So, like, starting on the 21st, I start feeling my contractions and everything. They did a little ultrasound to check if the baby's okay, because on my stomach, you know how your stomach is like round, right? So like on one side, she was stuck in my side rib, and her head, like literally her head was popped out. So like the other side of my stomach was flat, and then this one was like popped out. So that's why they did an ultrasound, to check if she was okay, or just to make sure if she was fine and everything. Was one of my midwives. She came in, her shout out to you, girl, because you're awesome. Literally the best nurse that I can ask for my whole pregnancy with her. She literally came in here and checked up on me and to see if I was dilated. Once she checked that if I was dilated, I was not dilated. Even if they tried to induce me or anything, I was not dilated. So I was just like, oh my God, I'm stressing out. I was stressed out, girl. Like, really stressed out. So then, when, like, they were checking, like, when she was checking me, my water broke. My daughter's heart rate started going down and everything. But when my water was breaking, I was like, oh my God, I'm peeing myself, like, you know, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm peeing myself, like, oh my God.
Okay.
And that's when like she's like, oh, like she looked at me and like this kind of like look. So I was just like, what's going on? She pointed at my daughter's there's like a monitor too, a baby monitor, where they check the heart rate and everything, and her heart rate it was like from this to this, like, no, like in a straight line. It was going down. I started freaking out. This is my first baby. Like, I was just scared. I was having all these emotions going through my freaking head. So then when that happened, they told me, my doctor told me that I will have to have a C-section. I start freaking out. Literally, I start crying. I was like, no, I don't want a C-section. Like, you know, but there was no other option, because that's the only option that to be able to have my baby girl safe and sound, because obviously my water broke, like, you know. So, and plus her heart rate was down, so, you know, like, I wanted to meet her, so I'm like, okay, let's do this, you know, like, I'm so ready for this. So, our opinion was for me to have normal, but, you know, throughout my whole pregnancy, I was thinking about going normal, but a C-section happened. It came for a reason, so I had to have a C-section. We start preparing. We start putting, like, you know, they prepared me. They put that little blue thing on my head, you know, everything. Make sure I took my jewelry off and everything. And then that's when they were transferring me to room. Operation or they took me there, and it was like around 10. They took me there and they separated me from my boyfriend, because my boyfriend was the one who's going to be, because they only allowed one person to go in the operation room. So obviously the father of my kids is going to come with me. So I took him with me. Literally, he was trying to calm me down, say everything is going to be okay. Like, you know, you don't got to worry about nothing. Everything's going to be okay. So, of course, this is my first surgery. I've never had surgery in my life. So, you know, of course, you know how those people, you know, if you guys can relate me, you guys can relate me. So they separated me from him. I didn't want him to leave, but they had to give me anesthesia in my back. They poked me about 3 times. The doctor told me that I was going to sleep from my neck down. So I started feeling a little shaky. They told me that was normal. And they put like this like orange gooey stuff in my stomach. Like they were just preparing everything. I was just nervous because an operation room looks creepy as hell. Like creepy. So that's when, like, I was excited but nervous at the same time because I'm having her actually. So that happened. They brought my boyfriend back. They told me to lay down at 10:45. My Alicia was born, my first baby. So she weighed 7 pounds and 13 ounces. She was 20 inches. My baby, she's about to be 3. Yes, I felt a lot of pressure in my C-section. It was my first time, but everything else was good. I stayed at the hospital for recovery for almost a week because, like, I was good and everything. I did not have my C-section infected or anything, none of that. No, I had high blood pressure. I had high blood pressure, so that's why I stayed in there for a week. And I had fever too. But other than that, everything went well. I'm blessed to have her here. I am really blessed, thankful for God for even bringing this beautiful creation to me. Literally, I love them so much. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below if you guys want a part 2 in this video, which is part 2 is going to be about my sons. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this, and thank you. Bye guys.